say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, it's Friday and you found your way to the Cory Daniel's Music Hour at Iron Horse Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the place where we leave everything outside because in here it is all about the music, no politics, and forget all the red tape of corporate music. In here, genres don't matter. Country, pop, and rock and roll, we play it all. Welcome to the greatest music show on the air today. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and let's play some music. The show starts now. All right, it is Friday. This is episode 31, and I got quite the show for you. Check this out, guys. We have an in-studio guest going to join us here in a little bit, and I have a huge announcement about the show coming up a little later on, so stay tuned, guys. Let's get this thing rolling. Don't forget, hit the bell and hit the subscribe button. Like and share on your Facebook pages and YouTubes and all that stuff, guys. Get the word out there. Let's keep the show growing. We are doing fantastic. As I said, 31 weeks, guys. 31 weeks. You guys are awesome. Let's play some music.
dance floor with the crowd. The band is hot, the beer is cold. Just have some fun. You're never too old to kick up your heels when you're heart and soul. Because cowboys and cowgirls love outlaws. Take us home now. Tearing down a dirt road, mud and gravel flying. Come around the corner with just some perfect timing. Pretty little sexy thing sitting on the porch swing, climbing up in the truck. Really don't give up. With a little bit of luck, tailgate down, pitch black night on the outskirts of town. Mama, little girl, gonna ride with me. Whiskey costs money, but the loving's free. Gonna kick out the lights, throw it to the wind. Once you leave town, never looking back again. Country girl and a good old boy, rocking on each other on a hot summer night. Then we sneak on down to the bonfire. Get a little bit crazy, just a little bit crazy. Rolling down backwoods, Tennessee byways, crank it up loud, gonna get a little sideways. Pour that whiskey to a Dixie cup and get her home early before the sun comes up. Gonna kick out the lights, throw it to the wind. Once you leave town, never looking back again. Country girl and a good old boy, rocking on each other on a hot summer night. Then we sneak on down to the bonfire. Get a little bit crazy, just a little bit
others passed me by, till a good one took my name. I quit drinking, smoking, and raising hell. She made a damn good fool of me. Well, you made a move, I'll make it through. I'm knocking you back with 100 damn proof of whiskey. Turn my head around. I don't wanna see clear the way things are around here. Whiskey, blind me from her pain. I'm going insane, can't feel it again. I'm off of the wagon and back on that train of whiskey. Turn my head around. Go ahead and tell yourself get you through each day. You don't have to justify what wipes your guilt away. I'm back drinking and smoking and raising hell. I'm the man I wanna be. You made a move, I'll make it through. I'm riding the lightning on 100 damn proof of whiskey. Turn my head around. I don't wanna see clear the way things are around here. Whiskey, blind me from her pain. Going insane, can't feel it again. I'm off of the wagon and back on that train of whiskey. Turn my head around. A passionate kiss with whiskey lips is a broken man's kryptonite. There's strength in numbers and I got 07. I'm gonna be alright. Whiskey, turn my head around. I don't want to see clear where things are around here. Whiskey, blind me from her pain. I'm going insane, can't feel it again. I'm off of the wagon and back on that train of whiskey. Turn my head around. Oh, whiskey, turn my head around. Oh,
Hey there, it's Sean Patrick McGraw. Appreciate you supporting local and independent artists like myself. All the best to you, brother.
I'm a straight-laced, straight-A, always walking the line kind of man. Looking back now, I'm wondering how things got so out of hand. No criminal record, a Gulf War veteran, a wife and 2 boys at home. A big stack of bills and things at the mill is more than just a little slow. Well, the gas man come, turned off the heat, and the lineman cut my phone. So I walked down to the in-laws and I begged them for the loan. 'Cause you can't go nowhere when you can't buy gas and you can't get blood from a stone. When $1 ain't worth the time, I got some crazy ideas running through my mind. If a man don't turn to Jesus, he'll turn to crime. When $1 ain't worth the dime. The 2 shells in the breech of my side by each, I'd hit the pawn shop down on Pine. Get back the wife's rings and a couple of things that I know damn well are mine. I go down to the bank and make sure to thank that fella for the subprime loan. I'd have a handful of cash and some jack from the gas station singing an outlaw song. I'd be good as gone, 'cause a dollar ain't worth a dime. Doing desperate things in desperate times. If a man don't turn to Jesus, he'll turn to crime. When a dollar ain't worth a dime. When you're living in red and the kids need fed, you'll do whatever it takes. So I'm dropping to my knees, Lord, won't you please just give a man a break. And a dollar ain't worth a dime. You're doing desperate things in desperate times. If a man don't turn to Jesus, he'll turn to crime. When a dollar ain't worth a dime. If a man don't turn to Jesus, he'll turn to crime. When a dollar ain't worth a dime.
All right, everybody, that was yours truly with Rednecks, Joey Allen, A Little Bit Crazy, Eddie Lee with Whiskey, and the one and only Sean Patrick McGraw with Dollar Ain't Worth a Dime. All right, guys, great stuff, great stuff. All right, we got to do some other stuff here. First of all, our email, CoryDanielMusicHour@yahoo.com, where you can send in any questions, where you can introduce us to a band, where you can submit your music for the show. And guys, as long as it's clean, and it doesn't have to be perfectly clean, just clean, we'll get it on the air, and I'm sure the people will love it. Now, don't forget the store, CoryDanielHour.com. That's where you can find all our shirts and all our swag and all our merchandise and everything that has to do with the show, from t-shirts to instruments, for gamers, for videography, for streaming, for podcasts. We have it all, people. Go check it out. Don't forget, coming up soon, right after this next song, we got somebody sitting in that chair. So let's do one more, and then we'll welcome our guests. And some very, very big news about the show coming up that you guys do not want to miss. Stick around for that.
It's a telephone alarm reporting a house fire, 87 Bernard Street, between Thomas Street and Castor Park. For engine 16, engine 17, quit MIDI 7, Battalion 2, Rescue 11, truck 10 is the wreck car 99. That's a report of a house fire with several calls, reported the possibility of somebody still inside 87 Bernard Street, between Thomas and Castor Park. Now for the deputy and the protective.
That old alarm was sounding, and he knew he had to go. But all he could think about were his little girls at home. He signed on to this job, yeah, to help the ones in need. But every time he ran into that fire, he knew he might not leave. He doesn't want any money for the things he trained to do. He wants to help the ones in need. He wants to see the whole job through. He's well aware of the cost that it takes to save a life. But that doesn't matter to the man he is inside. Yeah, we all need to sing that firefighter song. When that man pulled up on scene, all he heard were those kids screaming. He ran right through the front door to save a few young dreams. few moments later, well, that house it had collapsed. He'd never go back home again to hang out with his kids. He didn't want any money for the things he trained to do. He helped the ones in need, and he saw the whole job through. Well aware of the costs that it takes to save a life, well, that didn't matter when the family was inside. Yeah, we all need to sing that firefighter song. I hate to be the one to bring up all this sad and bad news, but that man will never have again the things that you and I do. He was taken from his kids and wife while helping a family. So please sit back and thank the Lord there's more men like him that breathe. They don't want any money for the things they train to do. They help the ones in need, and they see the whole job through. They're well aware of the costs that it takes to save a life. Oh, but that doesn't matter to the ones they are inside. Yeah, we all need to sing. Yeah, we all need to sing. Yeah, we all need to sing that firefighter song. And we all need to pray that firefighters gone.
All right, everybody, we're back, and like I said, I have a special guest in the studio, and here he is, Mr. Johnny Bauer, the one and only. What's going on, Johnny?
Hello, how you doing, Corey?
I'm good, man. How's things been?
Oh, it's been wonderful. Been doing a lot of stuff to brand, and got a new song coming out. Been really working on a lot of different new music. It's time to start releasing the stuff finally.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I'm still waiting. I got a bunch of people promising me new music, but as a musician, I know it takes time because we're all perfectionists, even though there's no such thing as perfect. You know, we try our best to make it all sound good. But I see you and Nikki have been really busy. You guys have been on basically up and down the East Coast all winter and most of the spring.
Yeah, we're really hitting the road, taking to the road. We love going to new markets and meeting new people. It's a lot of fun. I mean, there's a lot of great places around Rochester too that are hidden gems. It's kind of like, it's good to just keep telling people about different things that are going on, different bands. There's a lot of talent around the world and in Rochester, so.
Oh, definitely. And you're one of the three that I started this show with 31 weeks ago, man. 31 weeks ago this week.
That's great, man.
It's crazy. Everybody goes, "You're on show 31." I go, "No, I'm on week 31." Big difference. And about 3 months ago, we started posting twice a week and adding some videos and stuff, and people seem to like it a lot. I've been getting a lot of submissions from guys with videos and guys like Sean Patrick McGraw and guys like that, and even dug out a couple of your old videos and put them on the air.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of you, proud of you and Mary, mostly you, but Mary's been helping you here and there. And it's hard to do anything for 31 weeks.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man.
That's a tough thing, and getting all the content and putting out the calendar at the end of the show and stuff. You know, it's very admirable. We appreciate everything you're doing for, you know, the whole scene. You know, the thing about it is that, and you know, I've done this too. You know, if we want a scene, we got to create it ourselves. You know, like you're doing here, and you know, we really appreciate that. You're giving you're giving people a reason to write and record again, and you know, shoot videos and all that good stuff. You know, so it's very important for a scene.
Well, like you
know.
were saying, there are tons and tons of hidden gems in New York State. So much stuff has come out of our little area of the world that people don't know about. Xerox, Kodak, China, the wrestler, Bill Pullman, the actor, Mankind, the wrestler, Foreigner,
Yeah.
Lou Graham. I mean, there's so much stuff. Ray-Ban, there's so much stuff has come out of this little corner of our world here that you and I have grown up with. I mean, you and I have known each other since we were 15 years old, or I should say since we had hair and we were good looking, you know.
Yeah.
But I know the Bauer family. I mean, it has music is like inbred into you guys. You're born with it. You guys have been on stage back to the little Elvis days, we could say, you know, where
Yeah.
you used to dress up as Elvis Presley and get up. But I mean, your family in general does so much together. For years, there was the Bauer Power Band, you know, and then there was Milestones and things like that. And then your brother's Karate Academy and stuff. You used to teach there. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes. And now you're the next generation, your son, up on stage with you doing a lot of stuff too. I mean, that's got to be awesome playing with your kid.
Yeah, we just did a show last week, or actually this week. But you know, the thing that I drive home the most about, and we talk, you know, extensively all the time, but you know, find your own voice is what I would love to tell everyone. You know, try and figure out what you love and find your own way to do it and find your own voice. You know, you can waste so much time, and you're talking about someone that, you know, I had my own voice because, to be honest with you, I really didn't know any other way about it. And, you know, I was just thinking about it and talking about it, and it brought back some memories. Like, literally, when I picked up that guitar at age 15, I didn't know anything. There was no YouTube. There was no really good tutorials. So what I started doing is just playing it, like moving my fingers up and down it. You know, in the beginning, I broke a lot of strings.
Well, that couldn't be because you were left-handed playing right-handed, could it?
No, I never.
I always thought that was really original of you. Instead of flipping the guitar over and playing left-handed like most left-handers, you learned how to play right-handed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it works for me. You know, but the thing about it, I mean, I always tell people when I've taught them before is that, you know, if you're at a party and you want to impress the people at the party, you know, this isn't like you know, if your friend has a guitar at a party and you want to impress them, I mean, if you're playing left-handed, you're not going to impress anyone because you can't play the damn thing.
Yeah, true. Very true.
You know, the thing about it, what I was, you know, I would move my hands up and down the fretboard, you know, and learn how to push down the strings and strum. And I just started writing songs. Like, I didn't say, oh, I'm going to learn some Aerosmith or I'm going to learn some, you know, AC/DC. You know, and people might not understand that concept, but literally there was people that are younger than us will never understand that.
True.
Like, they won't understand that, like, if you want to learn what Eddie Van Halen was doing, you had to get the album and slow it down, you know. You had to watch him on American Bandstand.
That's how I learned the Auctioneer song, because I couldn't go online and learn the words to it. I had to slow it down and write it down, you know, 25, got to give me that, who's going to bid me, what's going to give me that, and learn every single word by hitting pause and rewind and pause and play, you know, on the radio.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, you know, circling back the wagons, like, when I first started, I was all original. Like, literally, I was not playing any covers at all. I was writing everything, and the stuff wasn't bad either. You know, it wasn't like it was garbage. sometimes I feel like the stuff I wrote back then was, better than some stuff I wrote now.
Hey, I love your first two albums. I still have them. I have one on cassette.
Well, I'm actually talking about even before that, like when I was really into the 80s rock and roll. Basically the progression was, I was in the 80s. I loved, I performed Elvis and stuff, and when I was a kid with the family band and stuff. But then I got into Kiss.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And then, I started getting into 80s rock and roll because that's what my brothers played with my dad. There was a point where we stopped playing music together, and my dad and my brothers did their 80s rock and roll thing. And then I'll never forget, we put a sheet up in Danny's Karate Academy, my brother, and I was taking pictures of my brothers with like a Polaroid or a Kodak camera. And I'm like, John, you should hold the guitar and you should get in a couple pictures. And they liked the way I posed. And literally, I couldn't even really play the guitar, but I could sing. So they were throwing me up on stage.
I'll tell you though, but you name my golden rule. When I'm teaching guitar to my students and stuff, I tell them all the time, don't bring me songs you want to learn how to play. I'm not going to teach you how to play other people's stuff because you get in that rut and that's all you're ever going to do. I will teach you how to play the instrument, and then you can go and learn those songs if you want. But I want you to have the ability to be able to write your own stuff and to grow as a musician,
Yeah, I think it is good to learn other people's stuff just so you can pick up some of their techniques. But I really like to push to people. There's some people that won't be writers. They don't enjoy it, and that's fine. There's different strokes for different folks. But what kind of changed my trajectory in writing and stuff was, if you want to hurt a musician, pay him.
Yeah.
Pay a guy money, and then he will just do what, whatever the people that are paying him money want him to do.
That's why I hate playing weddings, because they pick every single song you do.
Yeah. And I think one of the worst things for someone's creativity is to get paid.
The start of a musician role makes you creative.
I truly mean that, because people that don't get paid, they're the most creative people. I'm talking on a more of a local level. I'm not talking nationally, but even nationally, when these people write hits, the people above them say, okay, keep writing those kind of hits.
Right.
They don't say write something different. They say write something the same that we can push out there again.
Well, that's why I think that this show is such an important niche that needs to be there. For years we had the Homegrown Hour on CMF, and then we had nothing for the longest time. And then Brian Chase came out with Upstate Onstage on the B, which you and I were always a part of. And then that went away, and there's just nothing again. I saw this empty void that I needed to do, even though you and I are now in our, I'll skip that. I'll skip the age thing, but, I quit playing for 10 years. I literally retired from playing live for 10 years where you kept going. And I got to tip my hat to you, John. I watch you now, and you're still doing, 150, 200 shows a year sometimes?
I did 200 last year.
Yeah. You walked away from a fantastic job with great benefits, retirement, everything, and took the risk to play guitar, and you're making it. You may not be Garth Brooks standing in front of 50,000 people, but you are supporting your family off doing what you love, and that's something to be proud of, man.
Thank you. I'm blessed for it. It's a constant struggle. It's constant. You have to keep pushing. You got to keep working on stuff. You got to keep reinventing things. Figuring out different ways of getting the music out there. Figure out who your crowd is. The one thing I'm figuring out now is that people that you might have thought were your crowd might not be your crowd anymore. We kind of hone in. I'm not trying to be everything to everyone anymore. I'm trying to hone in on what I love and, what I see myself doing. Even if you love 80s rock and roll, that might not be the place that you should be chasing. you know?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you and
And
I
that's
tried. You and I tried to promote a bunch of local stuff. I mean, we did a couple shows down at the old Josie's Jukebox, and we tried the original thing, but it was becoming painfully obvious that the only ones who wanted to support original music were the original artists who were writing the music.
Yeah.
You'd look off the stage and you'd have an audience full of musicians. And we could not make it work. And this format seems to be working pretty good. It's growing every week. We're now on 32 different platforms, and
Nice.
and it's getting out there. And this is my chance. I tell people all the time, I'm not just doing this because I'm a songwriter. I'm a genuine fan of this music that I play every week. If I wasn't, it wouldn't be on the air. You know?
No, that's true. I mean, you pushed it, like, getting back to what you were talking about. I mean, you pushed it for a long time, and you pushed it very, very hard. I mean, you were playing out of state, you were doing a lot of stuff, and you were doing it with your band. I mean, that's very admirable.
I did 160 shows a year at my peak.
Yeah. And that was great, man. I loved seeing that. I loved seeing that you were getting out there and doing that. And, I was kind of a sleeper with doing it, but, I have certain responsibilities even now, but I had certain responsibilities that I just could not do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for those of you who don't know, John does have a special needs son to take, and he's a great kid, but it does take a lot of attention and a lot of time. But it's also a gift, as any parent of a special needs child will tell you. But geography speaking wise, John, I had a little advantage that you didn't. I live on the PA line, basically.
Yeah.
So I could just pick up the phone and book a show in Pennsylvania and go play, or book a show in Ohio and go play. So I was playing in 3 states, and it made it look like I was doing what you were doing, but I really wasn't. I was driving down the road 2 hours.
Yeah, but I mean, don't minimize it. I mean, that takes a lot of. Everyone's at a different level, and some people only want to be at a certain level. The level I want to be at is not higher than people, but it's traveling. And traveling to different states, possibly different countries. In the coming years. I mean, that's what I want to do, and it takes a lot of sacrifice to do that. You're in your van constantly, driving 3 hours. I mean, I've driven, you don't even want to know how many hours I've driven to get to a show.
Well, as a 30-year truck driver, I understand the driving thing. Driving back and forth to Florida twice in a week is not a fun trip to make, man.
No. Well, I mean, I love doing it, but what I'm saying is when you waste a lot of time, being in your vehicle where you could be having life experiences, and, I mean, there's, like your song, Home, is
Home
it?
to You. Yeah, Home to You.
I mean, truck drivers, I mean, I might as well be a truck driver, with what I'm doing.
Yeah, you spend 24 hours on the road to play for 2 hours. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, the more you do it, the more you get connecting shows and stuff. So, I mean, I love seeing it grow, man. And if you could open up my brain, I am smiling from ear to ear.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because I have this saying that I always said. People ask me why I retired for a while, and I always said that music should never be a job, and if it becomes a job, it's time to stop. Every time you get on that stage, it should be like you're doing it for the first time again. That feeling, that joy. And if that goes away and you start feeling like, oh, God, I got to go to work tonight when you're talking about a show, then it's time to get off the stage, man.
In a perfect world, we would all work together. We'd all help each other and raise them up, and, I encourage people, like, if you're a songwriter and your songs don't sound great, have someone else record them, or, have them re-recorded.
Definitely.
Sean Patrick McGraw, he does a lot of demos for people. They pay him to sing their songs and produce them.
Yep.
Or he probably can produce music for you, and then you just sing over them.
Well, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is 3 of my songs, the guitar and the background vocals, is you. And it's supposed to be like a brotherhood, Oh, here's Johnny, here's Cory. They're musicians, so they're friends. It's hard to make friends in this business because you are competing with one another, and you'll get a lot of those musicians, You know, and I've met a few, and I'm sure you have too, who are your best friend to your face and then stab you in the back the minute you walk out the door.
You know, I get why people are certain ways and stuff. You know, they're stuck in the rut, you know, that they're in. You know, they have reasons they can't go any further. You know, they have aspirations to go further, but they just can't make it happen.
Yeah, you get stuck and you don't know where to go.
Yeah, and I understand that. You know, we're all struggling. You know, just because I went full time doesn't mean I don't struggle. You know, I mean, the worst thing to do, you know, is try and not support someone after they've gone full time.
Yeah.
You know, they put their butt on a line, and then it's kind of like people like step back instead of step forward to support.
Or they get mad and they start bad mouthing you because you're doing what they want to do and haven't been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, surround yourself with people that will, you know, we talk all the time, you know, and I'm a straight shooter. You know, if people don't want to hear the truth, you know, don't ask.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
if you don't want my opinion to begin with, don't ask me, because I'm going to tell you straight. You know, when somebody asks me, do these jeans make my ass look big? I'm the guy who says, no, your ass makes your ass look big. It has nothing to do with the jeans.
Yeah.
You know, I'm too honest sometimes.
You know, the thing about it, man, is, and I throw this out to anyone, like, if you can help me with whatever, you know, I'll listen to it, because I love learning every single day to make myself better, whether it's guitar playing or whether it's whatever, you know. I mean, I am not perfect by any means, and I'm just a guy trying to do my best, you know, and I look at myself in the mirror every single day and say, okay, you know, am I doing the right thing? You know, I mean, for me to go full time, I'll tell you, it took years. This wasn't just I'm quitting my day job and doing this. I mean, this was,
I think you were ready 10 years ago. You just weren't, ability-wise, you were ready 10 years ago, but you weren't physically in a position or financially in a position where you could take advantage of it yet.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I can tell you right now, I have a lot of music in me, and I have a lot of music that's coming out of me now. And Nikki Paris, my partner, she said, stop writing. I said, I can't.
I was just going to ask you about Nikki because, you know, I met Nikki when you guys first got together, and she was this quiet little girl sitting next to my daughter selling our merchandise, you know, and now here she is standing on stage, sometimes holding this 200-pound stand-up fretless bass. And when I came to your show a couple of weeks ago, she actually blew me away. You know, I came to saw you guys at Naples, and I said to Mary, I go, holy cow, can you believe that's the same girl that you and I saw at Josie's sitting in the corner hiding, man? And I got to applaud her, Nikki. I mean, she's come a long way, John, and I have to say that's got to be in large part because of the encouragement from you and Ryan.
Yeah, you know, we just enjoy playing together. You know, yesterday I had a gig, and actually it was a solo gig, but I rooked Nikki into coming down, and I rooked Ryan into coming down. So we were doing 3-part harmony and stuff, and it was so cool.
Oh, see, well, you should add Cory to that guest list once in a while, you know.
Yeah. But, you know, it was just so cool. You know, I mean, these two are the closest thing to me in life, you know, and they were on stage with me, and it was just the coolest thing ever.
All right, and we will get back to Mr. Bauer in a minute, but as promised, we have some very important news about the show, so brace yourselves. Okay, this is not sad. This is not depressing. This is not, oh no, this is some awesome news. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final Friday morning episode. This show, these artists, this music means too much to me to only be able to dedicate a couple of hours a day to bring you this awesome entertainment. So, sadly, this Sunday's live talk is going to be the final one. And episode 31 is going to be the final Friday morning show. Because starting in July, Sunday nights, 5 o'clock. The show's going to be live. Now, here's why. It is going to give you, the listeners, and all the artists a chance to interact with each other real time via live chat. Now, the live broadcast will appear on the Iron Horse Studios site on Facebook, but it will be uploaded afterwards to all 31 platforms, including the podcast platform, for everybody to enjoy. So don't worry, if you miss it, you'll still be able to catch it, you'll still be able to watch it, you'll still be able to hear all this awesome music. So please join me. We're taking an adventure. This has got to be, it can only get better from here, folks. The music's getting better. You guys are awesome. You've stuck around for 31 weeks of this pre-recorded, pre-edited, fake thing that I've been doing, for lack of a better word. From now on, it is going to be live. So, ladies and gentlemen, last Friday in the show, this Saturday and Sunday will be the last live talk show. But you're not going to miss the music. The music's still going to be there. Sunday nights, 5 o'clock, starting in July. Let's get back to Mr. Bauer. You know, you and I have always had a, we both kind of always like the same kind of music, but you seem to branch off a little more the older you get, and I'm still stuck on Marty Stewart and Travis Tritt and, you know, and Vince Gill and, you know.
Those guys are great.
I mean, if I had a choice, I'd still sit in the room and listen to Marty Stewart all day long, you know.
Yeah, you know, it was, you know, going kind of back to what we were saying, you know, the hardest thing as an artist and as a young artist is chasing trends. You know, and I don't chase trends anymore. Like, I like what I like. You know, the media influences a lot of people. But I'm never going to chase trends anymore. You know, I'm going to do what I do and be as true to what I want to do and put out there. And that's, you know, that's just what I'm going to do. You know, the thing about it, like I said, I mean, it's just, there's something freeing by just saying, I'm going to be me. I'm not worrying about, you know, playing this song because everyone can line dance to it.
Johnny, I want to thank you so much for joining us, brother. It means the world to me when you guys, the artists like you, actually come on and help, you know, and help support the show, because as you will attest to, nobody gets paid to be on it. Nobody pays me to be on it. It's all done out of the love for the music and the people who make it, brother. So thank you for joining me tonight.
You know, I appreciate what you're doing. Please, the people out there in TV land, you know, YouTube land, wherever else this is being played, you know, please, you know, dig in and listen to these, I almost said podcasts, but, you know, listen to these videos that he's putting out, and please share them. You know, it doesn't take any money to do that, but also if you have anything you can donate to him, you know, this is a lot of work, what Cory's doing.
I appreciate
You know, and he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. You know, it helps us all grow, including him. But at the end of the day, doing this thing all the time, you know, 31 weeks is a lot of time to devote to this.
It averages about 25 hours a week that I have to put into this to make it work.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, that's tough. I mean, I couldn't do that right now.
Well, I appreciate it, John. And you make sure you give my best to that wonderful son of yours, Mr. Elijah. And, you know, tell Ryan I'm going to kick him in the butt if I don't get some more music, because I've had to go scrounging around the internet to get his stuff because he just never sends me anything.
Yeah, I'll tell him. And same to you, buddy.
And next time, we got to get Nikki on here with you. Maybe have you guys do a little duet together. So,
that'd be great.
All right, brother. God bless. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Mr. Johnny Bauer.
It doesn't matter which side you're on. I don't care who's right or wrong. All I know is that it's a matter of time. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm bound to win your heart eventually. The way I feel ain't a mystery. the very last time. I'm gonna make you mine. Head over heels, that's the way I fall. Oh baby, you're the answer when I'm calling. So for now I'm just getting by. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Take back the promises that I can't keep. Starting all over for the very last time. I'm gonna make you mine. Alright, alright. I'm gonna fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Take back the promises that I can't keep. Starting all over for the very last time. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Take back the promises I can't keep. Starting all over for the very last time. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna make you mine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wind up week 31 with Johnny Bauer closing us out, as always. Kind of heading that way anyways, right? All right, everybody, don't forget, this is the last Friday morning show. This Sunday is the last live talk starting in July, 5 p.m. every Sunday on the Iron Horse Studio site. We are going to be doing this show live, and then it'll be uploaded afterwards and put on to the 31 other sites. So join us Sundays in July, 5 p.m. in the chat so we can talk to you guys. You guys can request songs, you can ask questions, you can do all that fun stuff. But that being said, I want to thank each and every person, each and every artist, everybody who has stood by us and helped support us for 31 weeks. You guys are awesome. Remember, leave the world outside. In here, it's all about the music. Be nice to each other. We're all we got. God bless. I'll see you Sunday for the last live talk. The Cory Daniels Music Hour is brought to you by Iron Horse Studios and is a non-genre specific music program. Please make sure that all your submissions are protected. We are not responsible for the actions of others. The Cory Daniels Music Hour reminds you by submitting your music, you agree for it and any likeness of you to be used on air. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube and like us on Facebook and Twitter.